Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Obviously, I'm going to talk about Romania since I'm wearing a traditional Romanian shirt. What do we have here? I don't like to talk about Romania for personal reasons. I'm very angry about things from over there. So I would like to bring you good news, like for instance, Romania becoming independent, sovereign, self-sufficient, patriotic, nationalistic. Well, those news have to wait. In the meantime, a lot of people suggested in their comments and texts and many other forms that I should make more videos about Romania. It's very painful for me. It's very angering. It goes to an heart attack kind of angering for me to cover that country and what's going on over there. Why? Because I still love that country. As I love the United States of America, I still love that country as well. I can't forget certain things, but nevertheless. I will cover here a new development. Actually, there's about 3 developments that I will cover in this video regarding Romania. First, is Klaus Iohannis, ethnic German, who is the president of the Romanians, like Zelensky is the president of the Ukrainians, is Klaus Iohannis still the legitimate president of Romania? Does his mandate as a president expire since they canceled the elections because the wrong guy, Calin Georgescu, would have been won? He's a far right and he's a bad dude. So is he still legitimate? That's the first one. The second one, we find out that the president nominates incumbent premier, the prime minister, to lead a new pro-European coalition government. So they are okay with that, but this guy is still in charge. How can he nominate when he is illegitimate? We're going to go over that. And the third piece of news that I have, who sponsored Calin Georgescu? Remember, the Romanian Constitutional Court cancelled the elections and they said that some irregularities in Mr. Georgescu's campaign. He was funded by the Russians, TikTok and all that. Well, we find out from the Russians, or their version, but actually they picked it from Romania, who sponsored those ops. Who sponsored the TikTok? And we find out it's a left party from Romania with a right-wing pro-European institution in the West. All right, so these are the 3 topics. Let's start with the first one. And that comes from the Free Press. This is from December 23rd, 2024. So today, December 23rd, 2024, is very important. Because the other article that says this guy, Klaus Iohannis, is illegitimate is from the 20... All right, so Romanian president nominates incumbent premier to lead a new pro-European coalition government. Romania's president, you see how they start straight, you got to understand he is the president, on Monday nominated incumbent Prime Minister Marcel Ciolacu to lead a new pro-European coalition government in hopes of ending a protracted political crisis in the European Union country following the annulment of a presidential election by a top court. After deliberation with Romania's political parties, President Klaus Iohannis nominated Ciolacu of the leftist Social Democratic Party to try to form a government. Ciolacu, whose party topped the polls in December 1st parliamentary election, has served as prime minister since June last year, and he's a kosher guy, he's accepted. It is widely seen as a tactical push to shut out far-right nationalists who made significant gains in parliament. Why? As a consequence of your actions, revealing widespread anti-establishment sentiment. So, this is what's going on. The parliamentary elections came on the heels of a presidential vote in which the far-right oustster Calin Georgescu won the first round. You're supposed to hate this. That's why they say it. Some of the people love that, but you're supposed to hate it. reflexively. So Calin Georgescu won the first round, in which Ciolacu came third. Georgescu's surprise success plunged Romania into turmoil as allegations of electoral violations and Russian interference emerged. Day before the December 8th presidential runoff, the Constitutional Court made the unprecedented move to annul the presidential race. Why? Because this far-right so-called Calin Georgescu was projected to win with 60% of the electorate. I've been asked by some, I'm not going to mention what, about, participating in Romania's politics and so on. My first question was, if the military, Romanian military, and if there's a military over there, and intelligence services are with me, I'm gonna get involved, because that's all that matters. Elections and this and that, you don't have weapons, you're out. That's my assessment. So that's the first article. Let's see if this Klaus Iohannis, the president, is still legitimate as the president. This comes from Romania Liberă, and this is in Romanian. USR, let's put it this way, îi transmite lui Klaus Iohannis că mandatul său s-a încheiat, and I'm quoting, nu mai are legitimitate de a rămâne în funcție. So he says this party, USR, transmits or tells Klaus Iohannis that his mandate is over. And I'm quoting, he has no legitimacy to remain as the president. This is Klaus Iohannis, the German, ethnic German, which is fine. So Germany must have a Romanian president then, chancellor. No, okay. And Israel must have an Iranian president, chief of Mossad, and prime minister. No, okay. So this is the mandate this guy's claim ended on the 21st of December. I will read this in Romanian, and I will read it then in the same in English. And this is quotation marks. Am mers astăzi la Cotroceni să-i spunem lui Klaus Iohannis un lucru simplu. Mandatul domniei sale s-a încheiat pe 21 decembrie, adică ieri. Domnia sa nu are nici legitimitatea morală, nici legală de a mai sta în vârful statului român. Now, this article, I'm going to translate that, it's from yesterday. Remember, this guy is from yesterday, the 22nd, and this guy is appointed, nominated today, the other guy. So, one day after. Let's continue reading in Romania. Constituția este interpretată ca orice lege în litera și spiritul ei. Și o astfel de interpretare ne arată clar că avem soluția pentru astfel de situații. Președintele Senatului poate prelua interimar funcția. So this is what these guys say. Today we went to Cotroceni, that's like the White House of Romanians, to tell Klaus Iohannis a simple thing. His mandate was over on the 21st of December, which means yesterday. He has no legitimacy, no moral legitimacy or legal legitimacy to stay as the to stay on top of the Romanian state. And he says the Constitution is interpreted like any other law in its letter and its spirit. This kind of interpretation clearly shows us that we have the solution for this kind of situations. The president of the Senate could take the interim function of the president. So they claim that since the 21st, what the hell? From the 21st, this guy is illegitimate, and the president of the Senate, like Schumer, the American Schumer in this country here, could be the president by the Constitution. But no, they ignore that, according to these guys. So what do you think? Well, let's say this goes until March, February. This guy's going to be still there. The Constitution is clear, according to this guy, in its spirit and letter. All right, it doesn't matter. These guys are going to jump on and trample on any law if the law doesn't promote their interests. This is democracy of the free world. So let's see who interfered for Mr. Georgescu, according to the Russians. Russia Today. 22nd of December. Romanian, and I'm quoting, election interference, in quotation marks, exposed as pro-EU Liberal Party psy-op. So these guys, this is Mr. Georgescu, who I support. Calin Georgescu's surprise first-round election win was cancelled over campaign quote-unquote irregularities paid for by the country's Liberal Party. Allegations that he's not from the Liberal Party, by the way. He's a far right, remember? Allegations that Russia was behind a Romanian social media campaign that helped independent presidential candidate Calin Georgescu win a first-round vote and which contributed to the country's constitutional court cancelling the entire election are false. An investigation has found. Whose investigation? We're going to find out, correct? Georgescu's campaign was not funded by Russia, but in fact by the pro-Western National Liberal Party, PNL. The media outlet Snoop has reported, citing the probe's findings. A critic of NATO and the EU and a staunch opponent of sending aid to Ukraine, Georgescu topped the first-round vote in Romania with 22.94%, beating liberal, leftist, communist and social democrat candidates. Romania's constitutional court promptly annulled the election ahead of the second-round vote, citing intelligence documents alleging irregularities in Georgescu's performance. The documents claim Georgescu's candidacy was improperly promoted online, including on TikTok, by paid influencers and extremist right-wing groups, and that his campaign may have benefited from Russian interference, an allegation that Moscow has denied as absolutely groundless. According to Snoop Dogg, Romania's tax authorities analyzed financial flows and discovered that the campaign that promoted Georgescu on TikTok was in fact paid for by the pro-EU Liberal PNL and run by political marketing consultancy Kensington Communication. Now this is according to Snoop Dogg, okay? The briefs delivered to influencers were aimed at promoting a, and I'm quoting, responsible attitude and a mature choice among Romanians that would help the country continue its democratic path, wrote Snoop. Influencers were reportedly given a script to describe the qualities of a future president without giving a name. Some of them, however, left comments below the videos, providing Georgescu's name. And I'm quoting, "It is a shock to everyone that the public money that taxpayers had provided to the party, PNL, was used to promote another candidate." Maybe just to nuke him like that. One expert involved in the investigation told the publication, Kensington Communication has issued a statement alleging that its campaign has been, quote-unquote, hijacked or cloned, and said it would file a criminal complaint. This is like Joy Reid, the race woman from MSNBC, who said that my Twitter account was hijacked by we don't know who, and they found out it was her comments talking about the LGBTQ community. Remember that one? She lied under oath to the FBI, and she's still there. Why? Operative. Remember, so these guys, no, we're being cloned. We're being fucked up, maybe. Georgescu, who was labeled pro-Russian by his critics, filed a lawsuit with the Supreme Court to challenge the annulment of election results. The candidate's lawyer described the situation as, and I'm quoting, flagrant violation of the Constitution and I'm quoting, a coup d'etat. The first hearing is scheduled for December 23rd, today. The leak came on Friday, the day before the expiration of the Romanian Klaus Iohannis' term, and just days before the Supreme Court is scheduled to hear the case initiated by Georgescu. Iohannis himself had earlier refused to leave office. So this is democracy. The Georgian president in Georgia, okay, who was born in France, if I remember correctly. She used to have French citizenship. She refuses to leave the Georgian presidency, even though she was voted out. Why is that? the West, when they lose, these lovers of democracy, freedom, marketplace, economy, and so on, when they lose, they impose sanctions, they make it illegal, and so on. Alternative für Deutschland in Germany. The front runner over there for the position of chancellor is a woman. She is the one, the front runner. What are they gonna do? They're gonna just sideline her. This is how these guys behave. It's like you play Monopoly with other people, and all of a sudden a fucker doesn't like what's going on over there. He's losing, and then he changes the rules, tries to change the rules, and everybody keeps quiet except one who said, "Oh, hold on, baby doll, hold on, motherfucker here." No, he can't do that. And he changes the rules so he can win that round, but when the same issue will be played and claimed by someone else, no. The same guy will intervene and say, "No, you can't apply that. Only I could." Why? You're a little bit different. You got do operate the quiet. Exactly. So, my friends, what do you think? Now, it doesn't mean that all the information the Russians provided in this article from Russia Today is all the information. Maybe they provided you only this out of the rest that is over there. I don't know. I'm waiting to see the lawsuit brought forth by Calin Georgescu with these guys. But nevertheless, there are some other interests over there. Klaus Iohannis, according to those guys, is not a legitimate president, but he nominated the Ciolacu interim prime minister. That means he can always participate and win the elections. He with the other leftists who are kosher by the Westerners. Now, I had no doubt that Romania has no democracy. And I knew that it was a game because I know them. I know what's going on over there. I hoped, I don't know, about 15 years ago when things went down in my head regarding the democracy here in the United States of America. The United States of America is a little bit more, but I realized that the US's democratic way is just a same kind of farce, in my assessment or opinion, however you want to call it, gut feeling. It's just a little bit more civilized. That means when they cheat you, they say, or they want something from you, they say please and thank you. But at the end, they take it from you nevertheless. In Romania, they don't say please and thank you. They just snatch it and they smack you in the process. But the outcome is the same. It's just these guys are a little bit dressed nicely, let's put it this way. But the same thugs. All right, my friends, even if Calin Georgescu wins, Romania, I will say that until the end of time, Romania is under occupation, military occupation, political occupation, economic occupation, and cultural occupation. By whom? By the people who are in charge of us here too. Who are they? Certain kind of interest who don't have the Westerners at heart. Why? They have a history being kicked in the teeth for no reason, they say. That's it. I hope Calin Georgescu wins, but I don't think that they will allow him. I think right now what's going on, they try to convince him to either participate and be part of the club like Trump was invited, and I think Trump will find out, okay? Or he's not going to get to be eligible for election, or if he's gonna be allowed to, and he's gonna be elected, he's gonna have a mini stroke or a heart attack, fast, or an accident, or some natural causes, and that's it. Or he's not gonna be able to do shit because of the political forces, military forces, and everybody else in Romania that are against a patriotic Romania, independent, sovereign, self-sufficient. That's what it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.